the bottom right hand corner of the map, our red Terran player, this is Oliveira. Top left, our blue Protoss, it is herO. Here in the top left, Oliveira in the bottom right. We get ourselves going for our third series of the day. Being a little one-sided so far today. Would like to see some back and forth. Maybe a game of 3 would be nice. Probe nibbling, SCV taking some shots of damage, nothing too crazy there. You're seeing the SCV gets chased away, a Marine coming about on the barracks as well. You get that on the go. That probe comes back down to the low ground, just going to bring this back over. Marines chilling. Again, next in the Cybercore, continuing up. The Adept and the Warp Gate coming through. Factory will be building as well, so we get that into place and get that started. Adept will chrono boost out of the gateways. Just going to bring that about. Warp Gate coming up. The Adept coming through. Again, the Nexus and the Probe continue to come online. As our reactor will be finishing on the barracks in a few moments. Bunker coming online as well. Bunker completes, Marine jumps in, and SCV still building the command center for the moment as we just play very safely. Wolves just does not want to deal with any of the nonsense or harassment that could come out on the side of herO, so just making sure that bunker is open, then we're going to be super safe. herO won the last 9 series versus Oliveira. Wow, that's actually a wild stat. I did not yeah, I would not have thought that at all. That's actually a really crazy stat. Jeez. I mean, I feel like Oliveira is always, usually a good match against herO, but wow, that is actually great. I'm genuinely a little bit taken aback by it. But we do have a couple of attempts going to continue to shade around, so we can continue to move about and see where they can go. The Hellion will be trying to clean those up, so just trying to get that sorted for the next couple of moments. A couple of Adepts coming back towards the upper left. Blink coming up, a couple of gateways coming by. Hellions continue to produce as well. The Adepts and the Stalker moving around. The extra gates coming online. The probes are still building. Order mines heading up to the top. Just going to make that move over there. Going to have already one pylon in position on the naturals. Just going to have that in place. Robo facility coming through. The blink is still chrono boosting on the Twilight Council as well. And we have the observer and a couple of assimilators continuing up as well during this medevac to the top. New widow mines inside. We'll come over and widow mines will begin to unload. First one goes down as we get the full surround. Second one. Third one does not go down though, and for all of the nice cleanups there, a little bit wasted by the fact that that third widow mine gets connected, and that's now 7, and now 8 workers killed as the Hellion goes big here as well. 9 is the final kill count. Well, herO's going to have to get across the map and try and deal some damage. He is on 3 gateways of Stalkers, so he will have a fair few, but Losing those probes is rough because now you're not going to be able to continually produce your units while also building your third base, which is what you should be able to afford very soon. Instead, here we're going to see 400 minerals stack up. We'll see if he decides to go into Nexus or if he is just going to warp in Stalkers. Looks like, yeah, Stalker warping actually. So yeah, he's going to decide to commit to units. Feels like he needs to do some damage back across the map, but this was not a good defense early. And Oliveira taking the edge right now in this game number 1. Raven still moving about. A couple of Adepts are going to shade up toward the high ground as well. Depot will raise right there, though. Say no to those Adepts just now. Raven is out here as well. I'm waiting to see what that Raven getting up to, as we are going to blink in. Siege tank will go down immediately. We drop an order turret as well for some extra DPS. It's not going to change much on the Stalkers. They're in a position to go into the main base next. There are a few units over there. The Adepts in the back of the natural. Potential to get quite a few SCVs, as the units that were on the way over did not go there. They actually went toward the main. Surprised by that. 4 SCVs killed. And herO is bringing this right back, as both players are stumbling on the defense. Definitely making mistakes that are a little bit of a surprise. The Stalkers will continue to fire it up right now. I'm just going to go over to the sides, hit the SCVs a little further as well. A bit more damage continuing to be done. The Marines will once again come on through, +1 attack. The stim pack coming in as well. All of that continues into play currently. Now I'm just going to drop a depot into place also. Just going to get that on the go. Focus, get back. Pulling towards the upper left-hand side. Raven is coming back in that direction as well, so we continue away with that one. I'm just going to be seeing the Raven back to the top and getting ready to position back in toward the main base. Oh, turret's dropping down. We're not going to see the Stalkers taking a few shots also. Have ourselves the next continue to move around. A couple high Templars will continue to step up. We are going to see this probe moving around as well. Continue settling here, just having ourselves again a bit of bio. The tank all setting up for the moment. I see the medevac and the bio units coming back across the left. The storm is already on the way through. High Templar coming up as well. Bringing that around for now. Another little warping coming through. The storm is building. And Oliveira is going to start moving out onto the map. Well, we are going to see that Prism ready to harass into the main. But guess who's here? Not just a Viking, but a missile turret too. Prism is going to get 2 Zealots out. Not ideal for herO. Now he doesn't have much harass on the map, and that means Oliveira can full send on the other side. Fully focused on his own attack, not having to worry too much about what's over here. A couple of Stalkers already dying. Storm isn't done yet. Oliveira may be playing a little cautiously, expecting the Storm to be done, but it's actually not ready, like I say, just yet. I mean, nothing wrong with a bit of caution, though. I don't think he needs to rush into this either. I think time is a little bit on his side. Super Battery pops, so we'll just wait that out. We're actually going to load up and make a big play in towards the main. I mean, hero's going to go blinking in, but he's going to eat Widowmine and tank shots. It means we are going to be out of position as well for the drop into the main. And unless we recall these High Templar, there's not going to be any Storms in this. Maybe it's to play defense. Auto turrets drop down as well. There's Storms. Oh, he uses a Prism to transport the High Templars back. We do get an Archon Morph in there. Oh, what a wild set of moves. I don't think Oliveira ever had to go for the big drop in the first place, but he did, and now here he is, blinking forwards. We will get a low HP medevac. That's the one that does not have units inside those, so that at least is a small benefit on the tail end of everything else that's happening. Like I say, a pretty crazy little situation breaking out as our bio units still fighting against some more of those Stalkers. Damage continuing to be done. The Raven taking a shot from those Stalkers as well. The bio units coming back over the right-hand side, joining back together. The Viking and the Widowmines moving about. Zealot gets turned around again. Stalkers going to step up and in that one line for the moment. Man, that was a crazy, just like I say, collection of plays. I think Oliveira felt the need to do something a little bit more serious and severe than what was probably really necessary. Don't think he had to go diving through like he did there, if I'm going to be completely honest, but that is the way it went. Our Stalkers blink backwards, the Immortal Zealots and a Sentry gather up as well. Army now coming out the front of the third base. With a mining shot good on the Zealot. As we do have Stalkers continue to cruise about. Wouldn't mind forces the blink back once again. Another shot. Prism taking damage. We come down to the bottom. SCV goes down. Ranson are potentially going to take some shots as well. EMP is looking to come through, aiming towards where those high Templars will drop out of the prison. We're just going to dive through this. Oliveira says, I don't care about the weather. He's diving into a dangerous army, though. There's a couple of Immortals here that are super tanky in these situations. 2 more high Templars were thinking of coming forward, but they realize that ain't a good plan either. herO now going to have Widow Mines burrowing up near his Stalkers. Has to play the blink away. Has to escape out of here. And man, chaos across the board. You can see the Bayern still trying to chase down those Stalkers as we go back across to the other side of the map to settle this down. Getting a little crazy here, isn't it? Getting a little bit crazy up in here. As we do have the Medivacs moving back over to the left-hand side, so it's going to move back over in that direction. And you see the few Stalkers moving about as well. Try to see what else is going on. So the Stalkers keep on moving up. Just going to be seeing the Medivacs chased away once again here. Medivacs and Bio still gathering together for now, figuring out what the next move is going to be. The Zealots are going to show up and jump onto a Wouldn't mind this. Just going to get a little grab. Bio gathers back up together. As we come back over and keep on moving, again, to upgrades coming around as well. So we're just going to be chilling out, continue to hang around a little bit. Gonna see a couple of Vikings, the Bayerns moving back up and over. Well, we do have the pushback. Oliveira sits 160 to 140 supply, so a little bit of a lead there. 2 upgrades finishing shortly from the Terran. There's actually an armor upgrade currently in favor of Protoss. That will extend to +3 armor shortly. And it was an armor-focused game from herO, which is not something you see very often anymore, to be honest. It's kind of interesting. Let's continue to move around. Marauder going to jump onto his Zealot there as well. Continue to deal a little bit more damage, so a little bit more coming through there. Vikings going to get up and they're going to pick off that Observer. It's going to be another nice catch in that regard. Nuke launches up into the sky. As you know, the storm coming down, the Vikings step forward. I mean, the super battery is going to help a lot. And Oliveira does have to be careful about this fight. Just going to step back. Gonna have our Vikings continue to come through. Another nuke coming in. A lot of probes actually did land. That nuke did land on a lot of those probes. So that's actually pretty nasty. As herO is obviously not exactly in the best of positions anyways. But a nuke like that actually really does start to seal the deal a little bit. Those Vikings eating storms. We will get rid of one Colossus, but the other will remain an issue. The Disruptor dies before it connects. And Advanced Ballistics on the way as we're making Liberators behind this. Oliveira taking a step in the right direction to ensure his comfort zone in this game. Stalkers blinking forward there as well. A few Zealots going down. I mean, this is a fight where it's 2-2 versus 1-3. Vikings land another Disruptor killed before it can have an impact. I don't think herO sees the other side of this fight. He's just about to finish up +2 attack. He lost a Forge early, right? So that's why he was on the armor upgrades being favored when that drop went to the main base. It's one of the things that drop did achieve originally. Hong Kong gonna get picked off. Bio still moving up to the top. Battery, Nexus, Pylon all taking hits. Gonna jump onto that Nexus once again and continue to pick through this. A few Zelds are gonna come over. Disruptor. And the rest coming across as well. Liberators will be sieging. GG is gonna get called. That is gonna do it for this one, as we do have ourselves Oliveira taking 1-0 lead in the matchup that he's not. As we head into the top right-hand side of the map. The blue Terran player that leads this series 1-0 is going to be from Weibo Gaming, Oliveira. Top left, our red Protoss is herO. As we get this up, ready to rumble. Stream everything on YouTube. I know, but the problem is the YouTube algorithm, and it's like a really weird thing. And I don't know. Some days I don't. Some days when the game's on is good, I know I don't cast as well, and I like to think I at least put most of my better casts on YouTube. Maybe I just need to get over it. Maybe I just need to get over it. We'll see, though. There's some things I probably... The other thing as well is, like, yesterday was a good example of just, I don't like the YouTube streams having, like, a ton of downtime, and yesterday we just had, like, 45, 50 minutes of downtime between games, because it was an open cup across the course of, like, a couple different matches. And that's, kind of brutal, actually. Kind of brutal. Oliveira top right, herO top left as we get into this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm going to keep an eye on how the numbers look and how they're all working and so on. I'm just going to see our next is coming up, the assimilator coming through. And get settled down for a couple of moments here as we just have our factory coming online. The reactor continues into play, and our probe heading back towards the upper left-hand side. Last game really had it all. Some crazy drops, big nukes, some amazing storms. I mean, there was multiple times the entire Terran army was covered in blue, stormy pixels. That was a wild, wild game, honestly, with that reactor. Comes up here on the barracks, we get that set. Factory about to finish. Command center coming through, the SCV on the way. Again, getting all of that brought up into play here for the moment. Cyclone coming up, orbital coming in. We'll have ourselves a chance for Oliveira to get a little aggressive as the Cyclone pops out, right? We'll see how that goes. The Phoenix trying to boost on the Stargate as well as those couple of Adepts are going to figure out where they would like to be. Hellion coming up across to the top side of the map. And yeah, Cyclone coming online. The Medevac and a couple of Marines are coming through. SCV continues to produce. Hellion gets turned around by a little Adept. Just going to be able to grab that straight away. The orbital continues over as well. And so both players will be on their two bases mining now. The early game has not given us much, and with Phoenix on the way out, it's unlikely we see too much more of the early game because Phoenix are just so good defensively, and they're so good defensively, but not really something that's going to go and do too much across the map. Maybe a couple of SCVs. We'll see what these Marines and Medevac can do. Phoenix obviously not here to help with this right away, but the Adepts realize it quickly, and they're going to turn themselves around, give themselves a nice safe spot as the couple of Adepts continue back in toward the natural. Phoenix continues to produce. Robo facility in the gateway continuing up also. We bring all of this out and about. Another Phoenix currently about halfway done. Terranzoid, thank you for another €10 super chat on the YouTube. SC2 needs high resolution textures from Microsoft. No need for big changes, just properly support 4K. As a as somebody who's not super up to date on their tech and stuff. I don't even know what that would look like. I've not even looked. I haven't even seen what StarCraft looks like if you stream it in 4K or try to play in 4K. So I can't comment. But thank you so much for the another 10 euros. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Phoenix is going to move out. The Adepts are going to come across through the center of the map. So we are going to get a little aggressive here. A little Phoenix Adept push. We have multiple tanks. I mean, this is all about protecting your kind of your base units while everything else can deal with the Adepts, making sure you have enough. The Phoenix, I guess, would be wanting to lift the siege tanks up here before they do too much splash damage on the Adepts, but the Phoenix do no such thing. They will get rid of both the Vikings, a few Marines, and a Cyclone left over. I feel as though the Phoenix could kind of lift everything and kill everything here, almost. I mean, 5 Marines aren't going to take a lot of kill, and the Cyclone wouldn't take much, and there's only a couple tanks left. I feel like the Phoenix were very absent in that fight. I understand they were fighting a couple of Vikings initially. Maybe that's something you do have to focus on, but by not doing any kind of lifts or anything along those lines, I really feel like we give up a situation there. Phoenix still gathering. Vikings building from Oliveira. The Marine and the Stimpak coming through. A couple of engineering bays coming up. The barracks is still coming online. Orbital command also coming through at the moment. Next is about to complete. The Immortal will finish very shortly. The Phoenix is about to be done as well, as Hero comes around the top. Missile turret in position already. First SCV going down. Phoenix will continue to patrol. Look how much energy they have. It really feels like they could have found so much more. Widowmine burrows. Hero is not going to see it, so he's going to eat a Widowmine shot. He's going to lose the Widowmine, but slashes the Phoenix all down low. It's going to limit how much more they can do, and I just do not see these Phoenix getting enough of a chance to, again, utilize the energy. Some of these Phoenix full energy, that's obviously essentially wasted potential, because if you're sitting on full energy, you're not generating any additional energy, right? So that is a big problem. Green Tank Cyclone continues to move around. 1-1 upgrades, combat shield, and concussive shells all being brought up into play as well. Extra barracks going through. The missile turret also building. Vikings do get some shots off. Phoenix getting pushed away. SCVs and lifted again. Missile turret helping out, and those Vikings are going to chase the Phoenix into the corner. There's some low HP Phoenix here up for grabs. Can we target fire correctly? We cannot. And the lowest of HP Phoenix are going to get away without dying there. Okay, a missile turret gets one of them. Now, honestly, if he targeted with the Vikings, those other couple of Phoenix might have gone down. Potential there for sure to get quite a lot of damage here, and needs to be careful about that. Down a game in this series, remember. Yes, the series kind of relies on those Phoenix to some extent right now. Disruptor, Immortals, a few Zealots, and a couple Sentries setting up as well. Continue to burrow up a Widowmine, move to the left side. The Phoenix come back over. Again, the Marauders coming back through. The couple of SCVs are going to start getting picked off. So 3 SCVs go down already. Make it 4, make it 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Finally, these Phoenix are getting value, but I was going to say, like I say, don't get trapped in the corner. I want them to get damage done, but I also don't want them to get trapped and start losing out in a big way. The rest of this group of units continue to come over. Everything continues through. I'm just going to see a couple of disruptors getting back up to that high ground as well. 2-2 upgrades still coming around. Phoenix still sitting up in the high ground. Continue to move about a little bit. I see the Zealots continue to move about. Just a couple of moments here. obviously having that Bioforce going to come back through, hitting a little bit for the moment. Let's have ourselves the army coming back around the right-hand side. Again, Vikings 2-2. Game chilling out. Neither player really wanting to attack into the other for at least a little while here. So things do slow down. Disruptor shot just forward on mine. Siege tank setting up as well. Not sure if that tank will do much without further support. Oliveira's down on the low ground. Try and come back up. Disruptor's actually going to be good to shut that one down, so that tank will fall. As the Bio and the Vikings and the Medivacs all continue to collect together, figure out which direction they want to go in. Wouldn't mind lining up some shots onto those Phoenix as well. A little bit more potential and possibility there, as EMPs on the Phoenix obviously would be great. Knock away their energy and shields, make them vulnerable to the sky attack, and also just able to really join in. I was going to say the Widow Mine splash is going to be huge after those EMPs, and it is. Multiple Phoenix going down to that single Widow Mine shot. First Storm of herO on the top side looking decent. He is maxed out against the little bit less supply of Oliveira. One Ghost caught in that first Disruptor shot, and obviously being pushed by the Disruptors is rough, because now you have to find your way out of these positions, and that's not always easily done. You're essentially attacking into Disruptors while playing defensively. Disruptors love it when you have to attack into them. So yeah, not having that kind of forward hold position is a little bit of an issue there for Oliveira. Kind of escape from this though without too many issues. 3-3 coming up, +1 ship weapons. Fire will continue to stim. A few more shots coming down. Disruptors. We actually deny one. We split from the next one. Pretty cool fight from Oliveira. I think this is going extremely well for him. We saw no Storms able to come into play. The EMPs have been brilliant. The Vikings landing after dealing with the air threat of the Phoenix. And, well, some Stalkers have gotten caught on the tail end of this as well. Oliveira looking to break a 9-match losing streak against herO, as he is up 50 supply after that battle. What a beautiful one as well. There was such a mix of things going on because he had to target fire some Disruptors, split from the next one, really figuring out what he was doing as the fight went on, and was able to hit the EMPs during all of that as well. One hell of a battle. Well, herO does start to warp in Zealots to return from this, but he lost so many of his tech units. Reinforcing with Masters of Zealots doesn't necessarily net you a guaranteed advantage just because your supply is a little bit higher up. Oliveira just taking great fights so far. As the Bio continues to move about and looking for a chance maybe on that left-hand side. Widow Mine shot will go off onto a few Zealots. Siege tank is ready to fire up. The Zealots continue to go all the way over to the far right. Bio will continue through. We have ourselves the Zealots continue to take some shots. Stalkers and Disruptors coming online. The +1 armor upgrade coming in too. And we actually kill this location rather than a cancel. That's money down the drain for herO that you're not going to get as a refund. So 400 minerals lost when it could have just been 300. herO tries to step forward in the middle of the map to catch a Medivac. Even that doesn't go well. The last few moments have been all about Oliveira. Disruptor shot. Not going to land just yet. The rest of this Bio stepping back and holding away for the moment. Stalkers will try and come through again as the Ghost does go down, so that Ghost will fall. Three about to finish from Oliveira, allowing us to obviously take an even more substantial upgrade lead. It's going to be 3-3 to 2-1 upgrades, so obviously Disruptors don't really care about upgrades, neither does Storm, and that's kind of the logic from the pros. It's like, well, I'm going to build some upgrades, but it's not too problematic if I'm super behind on upgrades because Storms and Disruptors don't really care. That only works as long as you still have Storms and Disruptors. The issue that we're getting to as well now is that these are going to be Liberators in the sky, and that's just going to force more and more of these gateway units to be made. You're going to need a higher Stalker count. Those units where upgrades actually will matter. So 3-2 on the way from herO feels like an essential. At the very least, Oliveira can be happy with the fact that he's going to be at least up in upgrades right now. And moments like this as well, this is where you can absolutely love your upgrades, because as your opponent warps in a few units, you're going to trade extremely well against them. The Super Battery's good though, some Zealots returning, and the Disruptor was something that we probably could have jumped on, but we didn't do so in time, so we don't get much done with that. Stalker Disruptor moves back towards the upper right side. Bio going to turn here. Disruptor shot trying to fire, hits one Marine, now two Marauders. Disruptor shot flying through again. Stalker, Archon, Disruptor, High Templar pushing in. Couple Marauders still going down to the Storm. Dropping here as Oliveira tries to engage from all angles. Hits an EMP on the High Templar. There's two Storms remaining now from what was 4 or 5. We actually had another EMP, so no Storms remaining. And herO is just going to have to back the hell out of there. If you don't have storms, I don't think you can take these fights. It's such a major part of how you engage. As whoa, we're going to come back into the Liberator zones. I mean, not all of them were siege, but some of them were. And that's always going to be a scary fight. herO is taking a little bit of a supply lead, though, as Oliveira struggling right now. I think particularly against just what is a massive disruptor count. What Oliveira probably just needs to do is probably keep on dropping, because herO's trying to be super active with his army on the map. So some drops would probably be very good to continue with, and also just keep building Liberators. If he sets up with kind of libs and drops, I think it's going to get very tough for herO, because he's not going to be able to break in aggressively. He's not going to be able to constantly kind of be at home defending. Fire pulls away, a couple of Stalker shots come through, Disruptor fires, just hits a single Marauder. Like I said, those Disruptors are an issue, but that's what you've got the Liberators for. Try and zone those Disruptors out. Don't let them get into forward positions. Don't let them get into annoying places in the first place. Now the Liberator's showing up. EMP's going down. The Stalker's going to commit here. There's not enough bio support. The bio's going across the map. Don't get me wrong, the Liberators are putting some serious work in with the EMP. They're able to do very well. Oliveira needs to go across the map, though, because if this was his plan to kind of be on the other side and getting damage done, he needs to be on the other side getting damage done. He shows up over here now. A bunch of Stalkers already here. Battery cannon to help out. Vikings will land. We do recall some of the units back, including some Archons, which are going to be tanky enough, I think, to have a big difference on this. Super Battery is out of reach. Going to turn into these Stalkers. Disruptors, yeah, going to make you kind of jump up into the medevac and escape. We do lose, I think, one full medevac there. Oliveira losing supply. He's going to try and nuke on this location. The Stalker warp in is probably just going to be good to get rid of that. No, he's not going to risk it. Well, he kind of does. I mean, he wasn't wrong. The Stalkers weren't going to be in trouble. As now drops coming into this base, Robo Facility will be targeted. Robo Bay would be a great next target as well if Oliveira is paying attention to this group of Marauders. And he's going to trade with these Stalkers absolutely fine. That's not going to be an issue. Mentioned upgrades, obviously herO did finish up 3-2 in the end, so the upgrades got a little bit better. We canceled some of those units, but not all of them. And these Marauders are going to get taken down. What does Oliveira have at home defensively? He has got supply, but where is it? Again, this is complicated because we're just going to mass fire Disruptors into this army. Oliveira's army is disappearing. The problem for herO is he doesn't actually have that many units that can fight. Look how low HP some of these Disruptors are. He's going to lose tons of supply on the tail end of this. Oliveira chasing 2 more Disruptors, low HP going down. Did he just eat too many of those Disruptors at first, though? I don't know if he fully survives this coming out of the other side. Stalker's blinking into the Liberators once again, using the EMPs to soften them up. Ghost trying to hide in the corner. Liberators keep on sieging. herO does not necessarily need to be fighting here. The supplies are going to come back to 138 to 136 and change a little bit as warp-ins and builds happen. Crazy game right now. Disruptor's going to set up again here. Might try and go elsewhere towards one of these corner bases. There's nothing stopping him from hitting those other locations, right? And that would move away at least from the current Liberator sieges. And this planetary is just going to go down, so that's actually a great catch. I mean, Oliveira kind of likes it because he's like, okay, you kill a planetary, but I get more time to re-establish myself here, so that's a big plus. And back down to the south. Zealot Stalker Disruptor coming through. Fire gonna be there. A couple of Zealots gonna get jumped on. Liberators will siege up. Another Disruptor shot coming through. Not quite gonna land up between those couple of units right there. Disruptor hits the Marauder. Zealots charging up, Stalker Disruptor on the bottom side here. Continue to move about here, trying to displace those Liberators to some extent. And launch another nuke over here. This Ghost is in reach of a cannon though, so that's not going to go well. Main fight, however, and the Stalker Disruptor getting surrounded a little bit. Disruptor's going down now. The Stalkers are going to end up trapped over here. So these Stalkers are going to have to try and find a way to blink out of this, but herO's just plummeting supply. He tries to recall out. A Widowmine hits as well. I think actually 2 Stalkers escape. My goodness. Madness in this game. 11 probes going down. The scan coming about. A couple Zealots load back into the prison. What a game. Oliveira playing against a frustrating style of herO as well, right? Because it's very frustrating to be up against this Protoss who is seemingly forever, just throwing disruptors in your face, and he feels like he is behind. herO should be behind, yet he still has such an army to work with as well. Stalker's coming back around, just going to get onto a sensor tower. Be a nice little pick off. Fire coming over, Stalker's taking hits. Two more shots going through, Bio going to fire again. Shots coming through from Oliveira, staying sieged up. Just going to be going for a few more hits. Just going to be having ourselves a step forward here. Another disruptor shot. Units dodging. Oliveira is continuing to play the siege up here. Disruptor still being chased away. Another disruptor coming round. Bio jumping onto the Nexus. Nexus will fall. Going to get the pylon next. Grabbing that also. And just seeing the rest of this Bio. Oliveira Ghost Force pushing through. EMP is going to start coming down. Actually going to get on onto some of these disruptors. Oh my god, he decides to go for it, but he hits the disruptor shots. He didn't get the target fire, but I don't think it matters too much. And as the disruptors are down, the stalkers are next, and this army of Oliveira is not stopping. 22 minutes on Ghost River for Oliveira to confirm the 2-0 victory, breaking a 9-match losing streak over herO. Wow.